Construction station.
Hey, what's up guys? Your average wargamer is back with another video of World of Warships. And today I'm going to be featuring Tier 8 Premium American carrier, the Saipan. Now Saipan is one of my actually favorite carriers in the game. Well, there are so many reasons that why I say this. And obviously in the community I would say it's kinda in a weird spot, because Saipan, in my opinion, it's really strong when you play it with its strengths. And obviously the community or the player base, they say that it's pretty weak ship, and I mean it's been nerfed a couple of times. But in this case you will clearly able to see that if you play Saipan correctly, in this case it's Saipan B, basically a black version of Saipan, which basically does really not matter. What you have to do is to just keep doing what I'm doing. Use rocket planes really well, because these are those tiny team rockets that are found also on the Lexington as well as on Midway, and even on the hybrid ships like the Kearsarge. So the thing about these planes, these rocket planes, are that they do a lot of good damage. Like, look at that. If you get a good salvo, you're not only going to get fires but also going to get a lot of penetration hits. And I mean, Saipan strength really lies on if you use rocket planes, because they have certain distance which basically helps not to take a lot of AA, which is why rocket planes of the Saipan are really good. And obviously these torpedo bombers are the most important armament for this carrier. Now Saipan actually has the highest alpha damage out of all carriers. In one strike it can literally do almost like 20,000 damage, or like sometimes even 22k damage, depending upon how much torpedo protection a ship has. And in this case Saipan absolutely nails any ship that basically takes all these torpedoes. And you will be able to see that I'm going to drop this Miyoko, and I mean well, you will be able to clearly see that these torpedoes, if you manage to drop even couple of hits or drop him really well, that's basically going to kill this guy like this. Look at that. And that guy is basically dead. As simple as that. So basically the alpha damage of these torpedo bombers is pretty nasty by a huge margin, and can basically do a whole lot of damage. In this case, well, Missouri has very good AA, and obviously my planes were taking quite a lot of damage by that Miyoko fighter planes, obviously. But still, look at that, like even 2 torpedoes can do like massive damage. I mean, torpedo bombers have like 6,400 damage each drop, so I mean you can imagine that when they're going to hit on any battleship that has less torpedo protection, well, that will definitely going to make a huge dent on the battleship's HP pool. And I mean, Saipan is basically having a very good concealment. If I can remember correctly, it has 11.9 kilometer concealment, which is basically slightly worse than Colossus, which has the best concealment, but it's still not too shabby. Saipan has good speed, but its AA is not that interesting. I mean, I'm talking about the carrier AA itself, so you have to keep that in mind. Other than that, I mean, Saipan isn't that bad. And rocket planes, if you do it really, if you aim it well, look at that reticle. As you can able to see, the Saipan has very small reticle, and if you're able to aim well, you're going to get a lot of penetrations, because obviously these rockets have 68mm pen, which is pretty insane. And I mean, I'm dropping Scharnhorst, and well, even though the Scharnhorst isn't having the best of the A, you can still manage to get good hits and can set fires, which is the case. Look at that. If I get a good hit, Saipan does hit absolutely hard. Obviously Saipan's biggest weakness that everyone says that it has very slow plane restoration time. I mean, if I look at the torpedo bombers, look at that, 6,400 damage, and obviously look at that. If you can able to see the aircraft preparation time, it's definitely way too high. I would say even higher than Franklin Delano Roosevelt, and those planes are basically literally tanks, and it still has, the Saipan still has high aircraft preparation time than those planes, which basically tells you that, I think, yeah, if you lose a lot of planes in the Saipan, you will see that's not gonna be good for you. You will be deplaned very quickly. But obviously, if you play with its strengths, which is using torpedo bombers really well, taking on isolated targets, which I'm doing here, well, you can able to do a lot of damage. You can basically do pretty hard strikes. As you can able to see, I'm going to take on Missouri in this case, and since my heal is getting ready, I'm quite sure that I can able to get a good drop hit on him. So if you can look at this, well, he's moving a bit too fast, so my concern is that maybe that's not gonna work. And look at that. Okay, then look at that 19k damage in Missouri. That is insane. So that's what I'm talking about. The damage, alpha damage is pretty high for these torpedo bombers, and if you can land all torpedo hits, well, you can basically just wreck a battleship is super quickly. Look at that. I probably messed up with my torpedo aim. If I would have hit that guy, the Missouri, with all 4 torpedoes again, he would have been dead. Like almost from 50, like almost full HP, like half HP down to basically 0. And that's one of the amazing strengths of Saipan. And in my opinion, I think it's super underrated, and I really don't like it because, well, if you play it again like with his strengths, it can be a amazing ship. Still not easy to play. You have to master it really well. So that's one you have to keep in mind. As you can able to see, I was trying to take on Tashkent, but well, Tashkent is moving fast, and these rocket planes you have to lead quite a bit because obviously it takes quite a bit of a time. But still, you can do good if you manage to get rocket hits even on a destroyer, because well, the reticle is small, and the hitting power of the Saipan is really good. Alpha damage is really good on the rockets and torpedoes. If I talk about the bombs, well, I would say bombs, in my opinion, are the weakest, simply because, well, the bombs basically, the way they drop, the way they take too much time to basically get a good drop on anything, well, you will see in the later stage when I will use the bombs, it's not gonna be good, and it's not probably worth it as well. In this case, I'm trying to pre-drop him, but still look at that, well, look at that. So I just pre-dropped it, trying to save my planes as much as possible, because I know I won't be able to get a good, dual strike hit. And obviously once I did that, I still managed to get a massive damage on Missouri, 19k, just like that I did with the other Missouri as well. And now I'm coming up with the bombers. These HE bombers obviously can deal good damage, but I'm going to pre-drop it again here, but it's not going to be really doing anyway. Like, these HP on the bombs is still pretty measly, and I mean, the way they drop you, like, look at that. That's a problem. When you drop it like on any ship like this, it's gonna be an issue. And well, as you can able to see, because of my good concealment, I managed to go behind the island. And Saipan is a very small ship, so you can easily do that, and you can hit behind the island. And I'm now in a very aggressive position where I can absolutely go and take on basically any ship, while taking on like having a faster travel time towards the enemy ships is absolutely a great thing. Dropping the Missouri again, obviously, but look at the bombs. They are not barely able to just drop this guy. Like, look at that. And still I still not managed to get 4 bomb hits, which is pretty much disappointing. And you can able to see now that my planes, they started to get deplaned very quickly. So I don't have a lot of planes, but still, what I'm gonna try to do is I'm going to take and drop the Missouri since he's healing, and I fear that Alsace might go and get rammed by this guy. And the heal obviously saving him, or at least saving these planes, which is great. And if you can see, there's a drop. Didn't lose my plane. Well, my torpedoes didn't manage to get to the point they will do good thing here. Like, the reticle didn't get fully narrowed or fully aimed, so yeah. But still, it does the job. Killed the Missouri, and I managed to save the Alsace from ram, I guess. I'm not sure, but yeah, but at least I killed the Missouri, right? And now there's Champagne, and in this super aggressive position, well, Champagne's going to have really hard time, and he's having not good days. So yeah, that's one of the things. And you can able to see, well, somehow I managed to only get one fire, one penetration hit, but at least it's a fire, which is good, and he's not damage conning that, which is actually he's doing a good thing, to be honest, because if I come up with torpedo bombers, well, which I'm going to come, it's gonna be pretty devastating in a permanent flood or something. Now I got another fire, so he damage con, but my fear is this Alsace that survived might going to get rammed, maybe with Champagne, and I don't know. Well, Champagne will try to avoid because the Alsace is very low, but still, oh yeah, never mind. The Champagne is basically, oh my goodness, it's basically very close, but I don't know if the torpedo is going to land or not. Let's see what happens. Let me check what happens. Oh wow, he downed all torpedoes, which is great. 4 torp hits, and he got a permanent flood now. So I'm still doing a great job out there. 154k damage. You can able to clearly see the damage output of the Saipan is pretty good with the torpedoes and rockets. And I mean, I'm playing super aggressive that well, they're pushing you know, in such a way that that's gonna be really hurty for them. Like, it's gonna be really bad. 4 rocket hits again, and I think one more salvo from someone like Soyuz, well, it killed the Champagne, and that's probably for that guy. Now there's a Brest. He's trying to turn out, and obviously reticle of these planes is very, like, of these rocket planes is very small, so you can easily do a bunch of damage. In this case, all 6 rocket hits. So, and I also got a prior, which is pretty good. Still, 5 versus 4. You can able to clearly see all the strengths of Saipan, and well, it shows that if you play Saipan really well, you will just going to get a lot of good results. And I'm doing exactly that. Well, suddenly something happened, and in this case, well, I saw the torpedoes coming towards Johan de Witt, and well, Johan de Witt somehow survived, but I quickly realized that my situation is a bit complicated since there is a destroyer. I'm not sure it's whether it's Kagero or Yugumo, but you will eventually find out. And I mean, if I'm perma spotted, well, there's that Kagero. And now I'm basically beach behind the island, which is actually not a good thing, because I have to do something about my position as well. And for some reason CV is also dropping me, which I'm not sure why, but well, yeah, alright. Trying to keep him permanent spotted, this Kagero, because Johan de Witt keeps shooting him pretty nicely. I'm trying to reverse because I realize the situation is a bit bad. If I didn't angle enough, I will eat all the torpedoes, and the Kagero might depth strike me here. But once I just go behind the, once I reverse my carrier quite a bit, I just push the W button, and well, somehow my autopilot will definitely going to help me to take out this problem, which I'm actually very lucky. I don't really believe in autopilot that it will help, but in this case it does. And yeah, I managed to kill the Kagero, which is great. And you will clearly be able to see that he sent the torpedoes towards me, and I dodged them because, well, somehow the autopilot worked for me. And that was actually a lucky thing. Overall, I would say that Saipan is really strong. If you know how to play Saipan, look at the torpedoes. If you know how to play Saipan, you will probably a very good CV player, because it requires a lot of experience. And yeah, that's basically the game right now. Aggressive positioning, using rockets very effectively, using torpedoes very effectively. Well, that basically makes Saipan a amazing carrier. And you will again clearly able to see that I will do good damage on this Champagne. Look at the 5 rocket hits. The accuracy is amazing on spot. Someone set the poor Champagne on fire. I also got a couple of torpedoes here. Oh, he damage control, never mind. But I will come up with torpedo bombers, or I'm not sure what. The CV for some reason keeps striking me for whatever reason, I'm not sure why. But that's okay. The game is almost over, and this looks to be a win for us, which is great. The Brest is remaining. The Champagne is only having 70,000 HP. He's healing. I'm quite sure that Champagne's going to die within a couple of minutes since he's broadsiding to Soyuz for no reason. And obviously there is Johann David that is keep air striking him, and eventually he will die. He's just pushing aggressively. And in this case, obviously the Soyuz managed to get a nasty salvo on Champagne, which basically makes his HP low. So, well, even though I might not have done the good aim in this case, well, one torpedo would be enough to kill this Champagne, which exactly going to happen. Great, that works for me. The Brest is taking the B cap, and after that Brest, we only going to have a carrier. 195k damage, 4 kills, great game so far, and all the strengths that Saipan has, I played exactly with that. Aggressive positioning, using rockets with ease, using torpedo bombers when possible, and still doing great thing. And look at that Brest. I mean, that's how it is. These rockets are really, really good. Look at that. 7,600 damage, 1 fire. Brest basically burning down hard here. And he damage gone. So if I get another fire, well, that's gonna be permanent. Let's see what happens. He's moving fast. He's trying to basically go for the Soyuz. But Soyuz basically depth struck this poor Brest. And that basically the game. Now there's Kaga out there, or Lexington. Oh yeah, never mind. It's Lexington. what was I thinking? But so far, clearly, very underrated ship and very, very strong ship. If you know how to play carriers, like if you're a very experienced player, you basically able to understand how to play Saipan. And if you know that, well, Saipan is really, really, really good. Pretty much worth it. If you want to invest a carrier like Saipan, it's very difficult in tier 10 matchmaking. I would really going to say that, but still, if you have any chance, you can still do good in this ship, no matter what. It's just you have to find out targets that has average or maybe slightly above average AA, and you can do really well against them. Like seriously, it's gonna be pretty insane if you're able to do that. A whole lot of damage from torpedo bombers, like it's crazy. So Lexington right now having 24,000 HP, and well, I'm gonna drop his guy. Let's see if I can manage to kill this guy or not. Lexington has very good AA though. Let's see what happens. Okay, drop this guy, get a permanently good reticle, and there it is, the Kraken. I got this Lexington and 220k damage, and great game. Honestly, I was really happy with that game. Honestly, Saipan is amazing. Oh boy, it's a really strong ship if you know how to play. Victory, 1.2 million credits almost, 3.7k free XP, 28 top hits. These very hard hitting torpedoes, a lot of rocket hits. Kraken, Confederate, First Blood, high caliber, 8 fires, 3 floods, 11 spotted. Well, team score 2.666. The double number is basically here in the Saipan. So basically great game, man. Honestly, like the second guy is basically super low, like compared to carrier. Like, I mean, carriers have really bad base XP, you know, gains, but it seems like I've done a great game. And Soyuz like, okay, you are still very, very much top by far. So you can clearly see that Saipan is really strong if you play with its strengths. Again and again, I will say this because people just think that it's not really good. Anyway, guys, I hope you like this video and game, and I mean, this will sort of gives you some tips how to play Saipan. I hope you understand how to play if you have watched this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you into the next one. Peace out.